Hello friends of YouTube, my name's Lorien and I bring you the first video of my channel. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Scorpio and it's going to be for May 2015. Now, if those who don't know me, I'm a witch, I'm a healer, I work with crystals, I teach meditation, and I also do tarot readings and astrology readings. That's more of a profile area for me. But I thought that I'd start this off with tarot readings. I apologise that it's just me talking to you and an image on screen. My video camera broke last month, so I'm just trying to get into the swing of things, and as soon as I'm able to invest in a new camera, then I will be able to greet you all face to face and make a bit more personal. So like I said, it's going to be Scorpio to start. Scorpio is my sign, so I thought it'd be nice just to see what was coming up for me as well as everybody else in the sign of Scorpio. Now if you feel that this isn't relevant to you, don't worry. It is just because I am picking up on certain energies of certain wavelengths, and even though it may not actually be relevant to you on this video this month, you may find it something next month. Your energy and wavelengths and frequency may change from month to month, even week to week, so do keep an eye out for that. And if anybody would like a personal reading with me, just check out the links below and I'll explain a bit more there. Hello again, Scorpio. Okay, so I've now got my deck in hand. I'm reading from the Gilded Tarot. This is one of my favourite decks. It's the one I learnt with, and it's always given me the most accurate readings imaginable. Other readings I may actually do with different decks depending on how I feel, but for now I'm just going to go with tried and tested. So if I've mastered the art of Windows Maker correctly, you'll now be seeing the lineup of the cards I drew, and it's very intriguing. So you've got 4 cards. Each one of the bottom 4 will refer generally to a week or around 7 days in energy, and then we have the overall card for the feeling at the top. Okay, so the Fool to me represents the energies of April going back into the 1st of May. So whatever projects you have up in the air in regards to April, whatever you've been working with, maybe you are still thinking of starting a new project while you're handling the old one. Maybe you are actually, to me this seems like you're still not sure what to do, which path to go on, where this is leading you. You have so many things up in the air that, you know, you feel like grabbing at straws sometimes. This to me feels like you do have opportunity. You are quite skillful, or else you would have fallen down by now in having all these things going on at once for you. They are loads of distractions, but I feel this isn't a time that you want to be settled on something. This isn't a period of your life that you'd like to go through in kind of a monotonous fashion. This to me feels like you are wanting to try everything, try different avenues, find where you're comfortable, add more strings to your bow, get the right opportunities here. Yeah, it shows that you're a bit naive in some ways. I mean, you may have to do your research in regards to, you know, particular areas. I mean, don't worry. Make sure that you look at every option, because you won't be happy just choosing one and sticking with that if you haven't actually put enough thought into it. I feel that here that you do need to be careful in where you place your trust, just looking at the other cards further up. But to be honest, overall, this particular first card does not hold any negative impact as far as I can see. Don't be hasty to rush into things, like I said. Just make sure that you are very, very in tune with what you want to do and whether everything that you're choosing to do fits with your overall purpose. There may be other people that try to dampen your excitement, or they try to talk sense into you, or they try and, you know, they mean well. But overall, you know what's best for yourself. Trust the inner gut. That's what this is saying to me. You may look like you don't know what you're doing. You may look like you're falling over yourself like a circus act, just trying to make sure that all ends meet, that things are still going. Don't worry about it. That's just what's coming to me. Don't worry. Stay calm. Really, don't burn the candle at both ends, but just be sensible. I know there's a tendency to rush off where things excite you, and in the past, certainly with me, and the Scorpio tendency is to really obsess over individual things, and then once that bores you, you go on to the next. So it's like a child who takes out the paints into the garden. They start painting a picture. Once they get to a certain point, they're bored with that, so they go and get a book. So they bring it into the garden. They start reading that. Then once they get to a certain point and it no longer holds their interest, they go back in and they get something else to play with, like a doll. They start building a dollhouse. Once they're bored with that, and so on and so on. You need to make sure that the projects that you have are at least being finished or tidied up, or at least have a line drawn under them so that you can move on to different things. And this week, to me, the first week of May, shows that anything you left open in April, you now need to put to bed. Still have a look at, before you commit to anything, there's no harm in actually having a look on what you need to do, what you feel comfortable doing, but make sure that overall, you know where you're going for the rest of the month, or have a clear idea. You can keep, I would say, maximum 3 things open, because for some of you, I feel you've got about 7 projects, and I feel it's more to do with artistry. I feel it's more to do with books, projects, writing, articles, improving your own business, work, family, this project. Oh, you need to do that for a friend. Oh, I need to do that for yourself. You haven't listened to this artist lately. Why not do this? You're having a lot of things to do. Don't be afraid to pace yourself, but make sure that you are happy most of all. Looking on then to the Ten of Swords. Now, people might worry about what this means. It's a very stark image. You've got the all the swords in the suit seemingly jabbing at this person's back, but it just misses. That's what I read into this card. It just misses. You may feel pressured, you may feel attacked in many ways, and it may bring you down to a point where you are on the floor. But for me, all it means, at least what I'm picking up from it in this time, is to be very cautious about where you placed your trust. Again, with before, the fool is naive. You need to trust your instincts. And to me, it doesn't under any circumstances become a miser or retreat from the world or your friends just in case you get hurt. But you may notice or start noticing some signs from those around you, which gets your intuition zinging and your spidey senses tingling. It's to pay attention to that, because this is going to be a significant event for you. I think it's going to be it's likely going to be a place where you are questioning whether you can believe what a person's telling you, or trust that the project that you've put so much effort into in the first few weeks, even through April, is as stable as you originally thought. Try to bear in mind that if your project stumbles in this way, you are being guided to something which is much better for you. And I am more inclined to believe will be around the period Mercury goes retrograde, because that's going to cause some problems if you're not ready for it. This is going to be a bit of a jumble of communication, possibly a few more misunderstandings than you normally have. I mean, this is not going to be the way you thought. Things may be coming to a stall after a promising start, and it will be frustrating for you. You may feel let down by people, the situation, and you're likely going to feel your energy at a slight low. Just take a step back. The main thing that I can tell you from this is trust yourself and the universe that it will pass. It's not going to be a big deal, although it may seem like, your foundations have shifted, almost like the Tower card, and you've got so much disappointment and emotional investment in this. Whatever disappointment you do feel from it will end, and you will finally see the benefit of going through what you have done. This is thanks to the sun's illumination, which is thankfully the next card. And I do feel that whatever you go through in this stage is going to be important. It's going to be a learning curve for you. I'm right there with you. This is for me too. So it is something that you need to go through. It's something that you need to not suffer. I don't want to say that word because it can bring up a lot of negative connotations, but it just means that you need to be, for instance, the knight in shining armour. He's only in shining armour if he hasn't had his metal tested. This is what you're going to have happen. You're going to have your metal tested. Okay, so when the sun appears in this reading, it brings all the vitality that you will need to pick yourself up from that disappointment and carry on. You will likely find yourself feeling more free than you have in a while. You might get that pep again and be charging at things from a different viewpoint. This is very positive time. I feel it's just to put your experience into action now. You could get a little bit crazy when it comes to self-expression, but feel good, feel upbeat about things. You might even have a renewed sense of focus and determination. Just reading into this as well, the message I'm getting is that you should also kick into your natural Scorpio tendencies. So I believe above all that this means your sun sign is going to come into effect here. You've been beaten, possibly you've lost the battle, but you're going to prove whoever doubted you or made you, upset, whoever wronged you, it's proving them wrong. It's a sort of I'll show them moment. But you're not going to feel it in the form of anger or vengeance. This is going to be in the form of renewed passion for whatever you're doing. It's picking yourself up and showing that they haven't got the better of you. I mean, if you're looking for a new job, this is usually a very good sign, so long as you keep your ego in check and show your passion for your career in a suitable way, But there is a sign of improvement, definitely, and opportunity, very likely. It's also, just reading here, it's also going to be a time where you find things falling into your favour. So, the sun shines on the righteous, that kind of thing. It seems like whatever you're putting your energies into, you're going to get renewed energy back. There's going to be a bit of a cycle here. It's going to be nurturing you now. And I also get the message that whoever wronged you will have probably already had their comeuppance in many ways by this time. I for some reason, I get the impression that you're going to have a very smug smile on your face. But trust it. Enjoy it for the moment, and then move forwards. Because towards the end of May, we see that you have some messages in the form of the Page of Pentacles. And this is around the projects and the hard work that you've put into action here. And again, you might find that you have more things to do than you have time to do it. Going back to the Fool at the start. But those of you who won't have managed to tie up your projects, this is why it's important to do so. Because you'll be snowed under if you haven't. But if you do get snowed under, don't worry. And don't feel like you can't ask for any help. Try and reach out to those you can trust and lend a helping hand. To me as well, it also, for some reason, I'm getting boredom. You've got so much to do that all bar one of your passions feel like chores. So try and look at the good side of things. Don't forget the necessary things like bills, family and friends as well, those obligations. And don't forget about you. Don't throw that painting away just yet. Okay, don't erase the first few chapters of that book. You might want to come back to it once you've got everything else done. I mean, your creativity may be dying down a bit in favour of the sensible mindset, but don't be rash. Don't be quick to erase anything that you're not working on in that time. And just don't feel like you need to get rid of things, because you could benefit from them in the future. This brings me to the overall theme of the month, and it's the beautiful card, it's the High Priestess. So this is the energy that's going to be underlying the entire month, and maybe even so into June. But this all, to me, relies on your intuition and what you feel to be right rather than your rational mind. So first few weeks, I'd say bar the third energy scenario with the person or situation dragging you down, Mercury retrograde as well could be the cause, you're going to have the benefit of that intuition. So you're not going to really rely on your intellect or keenness of mind as much. You are going to go on gut instinct and just creativity, flair. Having the sense of, you want to get out. You're going to allow your dreams to be entertained a bit more. And I feel until at least the last week of the month, where, it shows that you do get down to the nitty-gritty again, you're going to be in a place where you may even pay more attention to your spirituality. You may want to get out in nature a bit more, picnics, flowers. I'm trying to get a picture here for me because it's fuzzy at the moment, but to be honest, I feel that it's just about getting in touch with your spirituality again for the majority of the month. Pay attention to your dreams too. This seems to be key to what needs to happen, even if you keep a dream diary, because the messages that you may not be able to listen to from your guides in the bustle towards the end of the month, they'll try and get those messages through to you when you have no other choice but to lie there and listen, if you know what I mean. So be sure to try and connect with that as much as you can. Keep that connection going, whether it be angels or guides that you believe in. This is actually going to be quite a promising start for you for the summer. For some reason I'd get the impression this is going to be a theme for you Scorpios and me. Spirituality seems to be the key for summer, and it's probably going to come down around in a very significant way. I feel this is more to do with looking into how you can harness your own power, what you're doing with your power now, and how you can manifest what you need in order to progress yourself and serve the greater good. Overall though, again, spirituality, making sure that any projects you have are neatly tied up and they don't suddenly overtake your life, but just make sure that everything is in balance. Really do make sure that you are happy at the core of it and that everything else around you will fall into place. This is one of the more challenging months so far, but also one of the most rewarding as well, because you are going to feel like you're getting the benefit of 2015 finally, and this is going to continue. And I really look forward to reading for June for you Scorpios. This is really good that you need to take some time to think about perhaps, but yeah, I really do feel that all of us Scorpios are on some sort of a journey together, and we may figure it out when we bump into each other, or see if we want to share any experiences with each other on here. I think that'd be nice, actually, sharing anything that does happen to you throughout May if you want to come back and tell. But yeah, to be honest, I really look forward to reading for you again for June. Again, if you would like a personal reading from me just to see more about the planetary alignments, how it will affect you, and also what I can pick up for you, there are links below. And in the meantime, I wish you much love, much happiness and much light. Take care.